Hi everyone, we're back again. Please don't mind the light that's in the back of me. It's kind of dark here. I usually do my videos early in the day when the light in the house is good enough for doing this, but I thought that this was kind of important, so I figured I'd do it even now, even though there's not quite as good a quality as I would like. Okay, listen, if you watched the two last videos that I put up, they were about my friend Clint, who I've been helping with commercial law type situations. And if you've watched it, you know the story. Well, something new happened. I gave Clint the second document that kind of goes with the copyright document, and if you put these two things together, you have a very, very powerful commercial remedy in your hands. And I gave it to him the other night. After we made the video, I gave it to him, and he went down to the county registry today and he put it into the public record. Unlike a lot of you out there, he has not been having any trouble at all getting his documents in there. So that means that the county clerks that are dealing with him are up and up and honoring their oath of office and doing their job. They deserve kudos for doing that. Okay, so anyway, he gets done with this thing and he's on his way home. Well, he gets pretty close to where he was pulled over the other day, and this time it was a county sheriff, I believe. County sheriff, sheriff's our county. So a county sheriff pulled him over. Well, now he has one more document besides the copyright document in his hands. So the gentleman, the police officer, walked over to his car and said basically the same thing, license and registration please, and all that. So before he actually excuse me, before the cop even had a chance to really get that all out, Clint pushed the two papers out, and I don't know whether he told him that these are to be placed in evidence or not, but somehow he did make that clear to the policeman. Anyway, the cop looked at him and he goes, well, what's this? And he says, well, that's my traffic stop document, and the other one is my copyright. So the cop started to look at him and he said, well, okay, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So he took both of the documents back to his car with him. Now Clint's looking in the rearview mirror, and he sees the cop. They carry that little microphone, right here, and he called his superior, I guess, and a couple of other guys, and lo and behold, within a couple of minutes, there's now 4 police cars behind his car. So Clint's looking at this and he's going, oh my God, But the thing is, Clint did not, he was a little bit nervous, he said, but he did not show it at all. And he talked to the policeman as a complete gentleman. Now, all 4 of these cops are over there. There's 3 younger ones and 1 older one. And I would imagine that the older one was the superior officer there. Well, they all were looking at it, and they were reading it. He could tell that they were reading the documents. And the cop came back over to his car, and he was telling Clint that somebody tried this once before and it didn't work for him, and he went to jail. So Clint just went, like, okay, Now, if it was me, I would have said, well, he probably didn't know what he was doing, but I do. And give him one of them looks. But, Clint, hasn't been doing this very long, so he just maintained his cool and he didn't say anything. So after a couple of seconds, the cop just put the documents back to the window, because now remember, he only opened the window an inch, and that's all you want to open your window. If they touch your car, you do like Clint did the other night and just tell them, please don't lean on my property, don't touch my property, please. And so anyway, the cop told him to go ahead and leave and have a nice day. Have a very nice day, he said. And the one thing that the cop did, and I got to give the cop a lot of credit, is that just before Clint was about to leave, he bowed to him like you would bow, like the Japanese bow to people, He bowed to him and, acknowledged his superior creditor's knowledge. So, we don't know what those policemen were actually talking about over there. But, let's face it, if they thought they could jack you up, they'd jack you up. Because that's their job. They're there to make money for the state. Put you into the meat grinder. That's what they do. Now, this is 2 times right in a row that these documents have saved one of us. Okay? So this is not coincidence, because had this thing not worked the way it's supposed to, they would have jacked him up the other night, and they damn sure would have jacked him up today. But these things do work. Now, you have to do a little learning. There's no doubt about that. You are going to have to learn how to be a creditor, and there's more to it than just handing somebody a couple of documents. You've got to be able to back up what you're doing, and you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. You have to know who you are, and you're not a United States citizen unless you want to be. Now, a United States citizen is obliged to follow the laws that are put out by Congress, because they only have authority over federal zones, or if you volunteer. And if you volunteer to be a United States citizen rather than a natural-born man living on the land, then you're going to jail. It's just that simple. Because as soon as you walk into court, you lose. Unless you know what you're doing. So, Clint handled this beautifully. I would have preferred that he asked a lot more questions rather than, because the cop said to him, he says, you're driving? And, Clint said, no, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. He says, the cop kind of got, okay, you're operating. And he says, no, I am traveling. If you're driving, then you're doing something commercial. You're carrying freight, or you're being a taxi, or something similar to that. But he said, no, I'm not in commerce at this present time. I'm just traveling. And that was a very good way to do it. Myself, I would have asked him if he had any evidence that you were doing anything more than traveling, or if he had any evidence that you were involved in commerce at this time. Because the idea is to ask questions rather than to say, no, I didn't, no, that's not me, that kind of thing. Because technically, that's arguing. But Clint was such a gentleman about it that the cop, it didn't faze him. So it worked out good this time, and it worked out good last time. So that shows us that there's no coincidence here. This is the double whammy. When you have both of these documents in your possession, and any time a police officer comes anywhere near you and says, papers please, let me see your ID, you just hand him these documents and then shut up. Because the traffic stop document is there to keep you so that you don't have to talk to them. The paperwork says everything. And by using it that way and not really interacting with the policeman all that much, it usually works wonders, especially for a novice that doesn't really know how to think quick in situations like that. And that's most of us, that's most of us. So anyway, I just thought that I'd let you know about this. And also, some people have been having trouble putting in their documents and getting them put into the public record. And I have solved that problem for you, because I've had too many people, and we've had to put in too many kinds of documents to try to put liens on cops and all this stuff. And for people who don't know all that much about this, that's a pretty hard road to start learning on. So we don't want to do that. So what I've done is I put up a website. Here is the name of the website. If you get some of these documents from me, or you have some commercial documents from elsewhere that you would like to put into the public record without hassle and not paying anywhere near what you have to pay at the county registry, you go to this website. And the website is National Public Record Registry .info info / welcome .html. Now I'm going to try and put that on a thing here so that it will go up in a banner underneath this video when you're watching it, which will make it a lot easier. But I'm not sure I'll be able to pull that off. So you can just listen to this again. And National Public Record Registry .info / welcome .html. And there's plenty of other stuff there too. I have a ton of documents up there that you guys can get to help you with any of these commercial processes. If the court's trying to jack you up, there's stuff in there that'll show you how to get out of it, how to stop them dead in their tracks. And they're only $1, okay? I do it as cheap as I can. Some of these documents are long, and for $1, trust me, you're getting your money's worth. So, and to put up your documents on my public record site, it's like $5 for 4 pages or less, $7 for up to 10 pages, and then over from 11 pages up, it's $15. And if you've gone to the registry, you know that they charge $12 for the first sheet and then $4 for each one after. So it's quite a bit of savings. I'm not really trying to make a killing here. I just want to pay for the website. It costs money. So anyway, thank you for listening, and Clint has told me that he's buying a camera and a microphone to do Skype, and when he does, I'll interview him again on Skype, and I'll put that video up for you too as well. Okay, so now thanks a lot for listening, and I'll catch you later. Bye.